waited to make this video. I don't know. I do this. I had all afternoon, most of the afternoon. Okay, a part of the evening. I had time before now to make a video, and I don't know, I just felt bleh, just not into it. And I try not to force this at any point in time, because the point is for this to just be an outlet of expression and to feel good, right? For me to just talk when I feel like talking, it helps me process things. Sometimes I just like hearing the sound of my own voice. That's fully a part of it. And gosh, it's dark now. What am I doing? What are buttons? There we go. But I woke up with something in my head, and I wanted to get it out. And it's something very simple. Maybe I felt like I needed more. I needed to have more to say, which is not true. And that is just, we are being tested. We are being tested right now, energetically speaking. But it's not the kind of test that is pass or fail. It's not the kind of test really that you even study for. It's more like a litmus test. It's like testing the water to see what temperature it is. It's like testing the brownies or the turkey to see if it's cooked all the way. We're being tested in that way. And yes, it does have to do with our response to see if we're ready, essentially. We're being tested to see if we're ready to really move forward with things. And a part of that test is an increase in distraction, an increase in provocation, in triggering, an increase in events and circumstances that might lead one to react from a place of fear, a conditioned place of fear. And so in some ways, yes, the test is how we respond, but it's just to see what we've learned. It's to see how far we've come. How are we applying this understanding of who and what we really are and what is really true, and how to follow our guidance system and how to discern truth. If something feels like it stirs up fear in you, then what does that mean? How do you recognize what that means? If something feels like it's stirring up fear in you, if something hurts to entertain the belief of, then it's not true. Then it goes against the grain of existence. There's a nuance to that, of course. If you feel something like you think about death and it hurts to think about death, you know, there's two sides to that story. Yes, there is a truth to the dissolution of form. There is. But there's a greater truth, which is that form is not what you are. And that for form to dissolve is not the ending of you. It's not the ending of anyone or anything. So the pain that is felt in regards to thinking of death has more to do with the truth that what we perceive as death is not really an ending. It's this fear that something could be lost, this fear that we could be lost, that we could come to an end, that those that we love could come to an end. And yes, there is a truth in the dissolution of the form. But the dissolution of the form is not the dissolution of self, of life. That's just one example. Let me see if it's pretty dark if I turn that off. Well, anyway, this doesn't need to be long. It's just, we are being asked to continuously step back into the awareness of what contrast does for us, and that is sharpens our focus. It gives us clarity about what it is that we want and what it is that is true on a deeper level, and then it pushes us to redirect our focus towards that instead of focusing on the contrast and pushing against it and thinking I have to change this, or just railing against it. No, this is not what I want. I don't want it. I don't like it. You don't have to like it. You're not intended to like it, but it is designed to push you towards what it is that you do like. And you're not meant to hold on to that contrast then. Once you learn, you take the bounce of it, you take the redirection. It doesn't take very long to feel the contrast and say, this feels icky. I don't like this. What is it pointing me towards? It is pointing me towards something that I do like, and it is pointing me towards something that is true. Let me now redirect my focus in that way. Let me turn the other cheek so that I am seeing what is true. I am letting contrast benefit me by redirecting me towards what is true, what is actual, what is desired, and now I am holding my focus in that direction. So I'm allowing the contrast to benefit me in the way that it is designed to. Where is your focus going? Where is your focus going? Are you choosing to keep it upon that which is unwanted? Or are you allowing it to be shifted towards that which is desired? Because once you do that, it's so much easier to appreciate. It's so much easier to appreciate the contrast for redirecting you, for providing clarity, for intensifying that desire, for pushing you that direction, for reminding you, oh yes, this is what is true and this is what is wanted. And I can stay here and I can rest with my focus upon this. And in doing so, I no longer feel the need to push against this contrast, which is really just an illusion. It's really just designed to help me understand what it is that I want and what it is that I know to be true. That's it. It's not a threat. It's not a threat. It's not a threat. I'm going to say it one more time. Contrast is not a threat. There are no threats. So we are being tested. We're being pushed to put this into practice. And the degree to which we are able to apply this determines some things moving forward, but it's just the timeline, it's just the timetable. Because this turkey gets cooked, right? That's why it's not a pass-fail kind of thing. Because this happens. We pass. Eventually we pass. Whether it's now or a little while from now, doesn't matter. It is inevitable. The ascension of humanity is inevitable. Us passing this test, us reaching the stage of being ready, is inevitable. Eventually the water gets warm. Eventually the turkey, the brownie gets cooked. It's in the oven. It's gonna happen. One way or another it happens. Maybe now, maybe a little bit further from now. Then it's a little trickier with every individual being on their own timeline, but collectively, more of us, I believe, are closer to ready than not. Collectively, we're moving forward. But we are in a phase of testing, of being probed to determine our readiness. What is our degree of readiness? So just have that awareness. This is what we're practicing all of the time anyway. Embracing contrast, allowing it to be contrast, allowing it to give us clarity about what is desired, and then gently resting in this heightened, this new, increased, expanded awareness of what is desired and what is true. And just letting our focus rest there. It doesn't have to be sharp, it isn't clear and laser-like. It can be if you can do that, great, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. Take it as far as is comfortable for you. And stay off of topics that you got wobbly vibration about. If you can't shift your focus in a productive way on that topic, then just stay off of the topic. That's okay. That's totally fine. Just stop talking about it. Just stop giving those things airtime. If there is something that is concerning you, money, health, love, the future of the world, whatever it is, if there is something that is just, it's stuck, it's sticky, it feels like you haven't been able to budget, then stop trying. Stop trying to budget. As often as possible, get off of that topic and focus in the areas where you can comfortably rest in the neutral to positive space, in the trusting space, in the relaxed space. Return your focus to anything that brings you into relaxed, trusting frequency. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's little fuzzy bunnies, then spend a lot of time focusing on little fuzzy bunnies. If it's your kids, if it's your pets, if it's just nature in general. For me, a lot of times it's just nature. Trees have been a huge help for me in this. If I feel tangled up about something, if I can feel myself descending into fear or outrage, take a deep breath and look at a tree and just feel the tree and think about trees, admire the leaves, just feel the calm, gentle strength of it. The tree isn't worried about anything. The tree isn't judging anything. The tree is calm and happy. It's peaceful. Trees are so peaceful. Just be with trees. Just focus on trees. Just keep redirecting yourself as often as you notice yourself slipping somewhere else. Deep breath. That's okay. It's okay. Now I'm going to shift. In this moment, I'm consciously making a shift. I'm getting off of the topic that is pulling me into this other space and onto something that I've practiced and I'm confident in my ability to hold a neutral or positive frequency in. A lot of times that's love for me. I've practiced that a lot. That happens to be one of the areas that I have found confident belief in, but even that can waver. Even that can get tainted by ego. Ego comes in and weaves doubts in, and when that happens, then that we move away from that topic in general. We focus again on the experience of the body, present moment, just breath, something neutral, something without judgment, something easy. Just keep coming back to the easy things. And it doesn't mean you're ignoring everything else. You're just redirecting your focus in this moment onto the things that are easy to hold in your view and feel relaxed about, feel good about, or just neutral about. Again, this is why Abraham talks about things like feathers and butterflies and blue glass. Because there's not a lot there. There's not a lot to feel other than, okay, this is a subject. This is something I can visualize. There's not a lot of emotion one way or another. Unless you have some deep hatred of blue glass for some reason, then, stay off that topic. But pick innocuous, easy things and deliberately rest your focus there. I think trees are wonderful for this. I'm finding a lot of benefit from trees with this. Insects are another thing that I personally find enjoyable to do this with. Just focus upon, that's me. That's definitely not everybody. For a lot of people, insects are triggering. But you know the things that are just comfortable. Maybe it's baking, maybe it's reading books, maybe it's music. Whatever it is, use those things. Now is the time to really use those tools to redirect your focus again and again. And when you find yourself in contrast, if you can, notice what the contrast is pointing you towards. What clarity is this giving you about what is desired? What clarity and discernment is this showing you about what is false and what is true? Hold that in your awareness as much as you can. Turn the other cheek, redirect the focus, knowing that this contrast is benefiting you by sharpening your awareness and pushing you to look that direction, right? It doesn't feel good, it's pushing you, it's natural. This is the natural way to be using contrast. This is the natural way to look away from pain. And if you can't do that confidently, comfortably, then drop it altogether. Drop it altogether. Do something else. Immerse yourself in water. Put your feet on the grass. Engage in a sensory experience. Smell something, taste something. Look at the sky. Look at a flower. Look at something in nature. And allow yourself to be gently taken in by that. Feel that nature is wrapping its arms around you. And just gently saying, hey, it's all good. It's okay. Look over here for a while. Look at this. What about this? Let yourself be distracted in a positive way by things like nature. Anything that uplifts you. Anything that gets you out of an oppositional or fearful state of being. There's no need to judge. There is no judgment. There is zero judgment or shame of the self for feeling this, for moving through the places of fear. It's just now is the time to repeatedly practice, really, really practice. Every time we notice it, we step out, we step into something else, we step into something soothing, something uplifting, something at least neutral. It does not need to be overwhelmingly positive. That's not what we're shooting for. Just neutrality is way more than enough, and it's so much easier to sustain than positivity, too. Really, neutrality is where it's at. And that's it. That's all I have to say. Things feel very tumultuous. It's very up and down. There are moments of great upliftment and confidence and stability, and then suddenly everything can shift into this trough, this pit where, oh my God, where was my stability? I had it moments ago. Moments ago there was this peace, and then really? What even knocked me off? I don't even know. I don't even know what sent me down here. It's okay. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. There's a lot of fluctuation right now. That's okay. Nothing has gone wrong. Nothing has gone wrong. Nothing can go wrong. Everything is all right. Conscious breaths. Don't fret. Don't fret. Just be conscious. There is nothing to fret over. Return to the present. Return to the space. Return to the senses. Come to your senses, what you can actually sense at this moment. And look to the trees. Listen to the trees. They will speak the truth. Their message is consistent. It's pure. It's timeless. Listen to the trees and ask them, tell me what is true. And then listen. And you'll hear it. You'll feel it. You may not receive it with words, but you will feel. They will transmit to you directly a sensation, a feeling. It's the feeling of being rooted. It's the feeling of deep calm and awareness that everything is good. Everything has been good. Everything will be good. It's all really good. Stay with that feeling. Thank the trees for that. Sit in that, commune with them in that sensation. All is really well. I love you. You've got this. There is no way to fail, and there is nothing to worry about. All is well. Keep breathing. Keep being. Take it easy.